Oh, hey, you guys want to watch? I bet you some of you haven't seen this. Do you guys want to watch a fun little ditty that happened like 3 in the morning last night? Um, so this is my congressional. I bet if I type it in, it'll. Yep, right there. Fuck the post. They're gonna paywall me. No, yeah, he incited it. He directly incited it. Um, oh yeah. So okay, cool. We do have. That's better time then. So this is my United States representative, Connor Lamb. Um, he's you know he's great, honestly. For the things that we could have, like I don't agree with him politically on a lot of things. He's pretty centrist, um, but he's a fighter, and this is a fucking great speech. So you know we live in a very mixed district, and we are not um, guaranteed a Democratic representative. Like this, I do not live in a blue district. Um, I think it's Mike Doyle who represents Pittsburgh, like actual Pittsburgh. We are like Connor Lamb has like this like if you look at our district, it's like there's like a little a lump like hump around Pittsburgh, and then it's just like everything west of the city. So it's a lot of suburbs. McKees Rocks, where I live, is in his district. So um, it's a very purple district, and he only won by 3 points this election. So I'm happy to have him at all. I'm happy that it's not some scumfuck conservative who's trying to throw out the presidential election. Yeah, let's see if this does the whole video. 6 minutes.
Objection. The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Madam Speaker, I came here tonight prepared to talk about the place I represent and how well the Democratic and Republican county officials ran our election. I wanted to point out that in my home county of Allegheny County, in the place they were counting the votes, there were 31 video cameras. 31 in the same place, just showing people counting votes, every single one of them on paper with representatives from both campaigns watching. I wanted to point out to all these great lovers and supporters of the Pennsylvania legislature that it was the Republican Pennsylvania legislature that passed a Republican bill that they all voted for and supported that set up the system under which we just ran the election, and that the reason the president lost was because he was not as popular as other Republicans in our state. He got fewer votes than all of them. I wanted to lay out all this evidence, Madam Speaker, because I thought it was a sign of respect for my colleagues, for all the Americans out there who don't know who to trust. I was raised on that. I was raised on that respect, which makes this a hard speech for me to give. Because to do this with any kind of honesty means admitting and declaring in this House that these objections don't deserve an ounce of respect. Not an ounce. A woman died out there tonight, and you're making these objections. Let's be clear about what happened in this chamber today. Invaders came in for the first time since the War of 1812. They desecrated these halls and this chamber and practically every inch of ground where we work. And for the most part, they walked in here free. A lot of them walked out free. And there wasn't a person watching at home who didn't know why that was, because of the way that they look.
House will be in order.
Here's where it starts.
My point, Madam Speaker, is this. Enough has been done here today already to try to strip this Congress of its dignity. And these objectors don't need to do any more. We know that that attack today, it didn't materialize out of nowhere. It was inspired by lies, the same lies that you're hearing in this room tonight. And the members who are repeating those lies should be ashamed of themselves. Their constituents should be ashamed of them. And we know what's going to happen as soon as I walk away, what's happened all night tonight, what will continue to happen. They will take these same symbols, these same concepts, they'll smuggle them into their arguments, they'll make the same arguments. And I want people at home, anyone who is still watching, to know these arguments are not for them. They're for you. None of the evidence we wanted to discuss here tonight will change their opinions or what they're about to say. But you need to know that's not the end. It's not as if there's nothing we can do because of that, and if there was, I don't think this nation would have made it to almost 250 years.
Yep,
The fact is, Madam Speaker, the fact is that at the end of the day, people...
Gentleman from Virginia. Gentleman will say this point of order.
The gentleman will say his point of order.
Yes, ma'am. Point of order, the gentleman said that there were lies on this floor here today, looking over this direction. I asked that those words be taken down. We may have a disagreement on matters, but...
Mr. Rand, it's not timely.
This side of the aisle liars.
No, the gentleman's hand was not timely. You
What a
didn't,
fucker.
Register an appropriate time. The gentleman will proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the fact is that at the end of the day,
Yeah, look, you
Look, it's
say
sad, but
that
it's
about me
true.
every single day. So
the truth
just
hurts.
hold your tongue. The gentleman will proceed.
It hurts.
Go ahead.
It hurts them, it hurts this country, it hurts all of us. But the fact is that the people have made this country work by not giving in. Go ahead, shout it out. Say
The
one thing
gentleman
that's
is
true.
not in order. The gentleman will proceed. The gentleman will proceed.
One last thing to say, Madam Speaker, and I thank you for your patience. All people need to know, all they need to know tonight, Madam Speaker,
There'll be order in the House. There'll be order in the House. There'll be order in the House.
This is where a fight almost broke out, as I'm sure you can see.
The gentleman will clear this chamber. The gentleman will clear the chamber. Gentleman will proceed.
thank you, Madam Speaker. The truth hurts. But the fact is this. We want this government to work more than they want it to fail. And after everything that's happened today, we want that more than ever. Know that, the people watching at home. We want this government to work. We will make it work. They will not make it fail. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield back.
That's my representative. That's my United States representative. What a G. Yeah, so, fuck, dude. Let's talk about that. That's an interesting conversation. So, about a third of the House of Representatives tried to keep my vote from being counted. Specifically, not just me, but my vote. 1/3 of the House of Representatives tried to prevent from being counted. And they can say, oh, well, we just wanted to verify the integrity of the election. We just wanted to make sure that everything was, we just care about election security. It doesn't matter what they would have found. They were going to vote to keep my vote, they were going to try to keep my vote from being counted, regardless of what evidence they found. That was the path that they were on. That was what Trump wanted them to do, and that's what they were going to do. 4 of them 4 of these people who were trying to invalidate the Pennsylvania presidential election were Pennsylvania representatives. So they were simultaneously making the case that Joe Biden's vote should not be counted, but theirs should. These people, they know what they're doing is wrong. They have to. There's no way you can be in that position and make that argument and not realize that. Let me find him. Washington Post, they're gonna we're gonna go back to Chrome. Washington Post is going to paywall me, the fuckers. I should probably just get a subscription every time I do shit like this. Yeah, it is. That I just kind of let autocomplete do that, but I should probably 147. Here we are. Yep, this is the article I was looking for. Okay, these are the 147 Republicans who voted to overturn election results. Okay. House. The Senate was a lot less people, because the Senate is people elected by statewide elections, whereas the House, you know, they serve specific districts. So you see a lot less people on the state level, or you know. There are plenty of deep red districts where they will pay a lot of these people will pay absolutely no consequence. These people will continue to be reelected, who try to do this. 100%, because their constituency supports them doing this. The Senate's a different story. They took risks by doing this. I thought Rick Scott didn't vote yes. Apparently, maybe he changed his vote. The initial vote was 6 people, but I guess Rick Scott decided to vote for it. He must have changed his vote. So did Cynthia Loomis, because initially it was Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, Cindy Hyde-Smith, Roger Marshall, John Kennedy, and Tommy Tuberville. They were the original ones. But yeah, fuck all these people, and fuck the people who were going to vote for this before they backed out. Suddenly, when there was when Congress was broken into, they changed their minds, which I don't know why they would. Right? It's the same argument. Right? Did your argument change when people broke into the house, or did you just realize the consequences of what you were doing by grifting to people like that? Leffler was one of the people who initially supported this. She changed her vote. But yeah, let's look at a lot of people in the House. We're not going to look at all of them. Like a lot of Alabama, imagine that. A lot of Florida, imagine that. There's like a ton of Texas. Like it's like has to be like a majority of the Texas House. But we skipped right over it. Okay, so here, let's take a look at this. Okay, great. Oh, cool. We have more people who are added to the list. Oh, cool. It was 4. The list keeps expanding. How wonderful. Well, now I have more people to call for their resignations. Come on now. Okay. John Joyce, Fred Keller, Mike Kelly, Daniel Muser, Scott Perry, Guy, whatever the fuck that name is, Reschenthaler, maybe, Lloyd Smucker, Glenn Thompson. These Pennsylvania United States representatives, they voted. Oh yeah, and you probably can't see those. I'm sorry, my picture's in the way. Here. You need to be able to see their names. What is happening? Oh, because it's just capturing Chrome, of course. It's not my desktop. All right, well, that's just going to be what it is. Sorry, folks. But you've seen their names. These people, they voted that Joe Biden shouldn't win election. I'm sorry. They voted that the Pennsylvania election was fraudulent. They voted to overturn the results of one item on the ballot, while saying the rest of the ballot should be left unchecked. There is no reason, there is no rationale behind that. Even if you think that there was a fraudulent election. Okay, this is acting in self-interest, and there is no reason behind it. There's no fact behind it, I should say. There's a reason, and the reason is they're selfish cunts, but apologies. Some people don't like when that word's used. I am non-binary, if that helps, but but you know what? I don't think anyone disagrees with that sentiment. This guy right here. This is the one who made the Supreme Court argument that all mail-in ballots should be thrown out in Pennsylvania. This is the guy who appealed to the Supreme Court about it. He's a neighboring rep, actually. He's from a neighboring district. He represents Butler and part of Erie, I believe. Most of Erie. And I want him gone more than anything. I really do. I think all of them should. I think all of them should resign, but that's not going to happen. I'm accepting that that's not going to happen. I don't accept it as a result. That's the reality. Like, there's no way. I mean, I don't know. We have close to a two-thirds majority in the House. If we needed a supermajority, we would have it. I don't know what it takes to expel a representative from the House. I know Cori Bush introduced a legislature to do just exactly that. I don't have high hopes for that passing. I would imagine there'll be quite a few Democrats even that would vote against it. Not a ton, but we have plenty of conservative Democrats. Make no mistake. All right, back to webcam. Yeah. So yeah, I just keep repeating these things. Like, I just keep repeating these same topics because it's like, it's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. It's just like, it's a reality that can't even really set in for me. That they tried to throw out my vote. My vote, if it were up to them, would not have counted at all. Make no mistake, these people were supporting a fascist regime. That's what we were going to see if this was successful. Thank God for, you know what? Thank God for our Constitution, because the Supreme Court prevented this from happening. Because make no mistake, if Republicans, a lot of them, if Republicans could have gotten away with this, they would have. Okay? There were a couple appeal when they knew it wasn't going to work. There were a lot of appeals to morality, to the morality of all this, or the immorality of all this. There was a lot of we're better than this, you know. I think Mitt Romney probably would have voted no. He really hates Trump and is willing to call this what it is, you know, 3% of the time. But Lindsey Graham made some argument, you know, saying that we shouldn't object to this. It was a really, really softball argument, and he 100% wouldn't have made it if favor was in the other way. If the Republican Party had a concerted effort to suppress this. But, you know, the Supreme Court prevented this. We had, you know, a lot of doubts around that, but they seem to be beholden to something. They seem to be accountable to something here, because 6 of the 9 people on that Supreme Court wanted Trump to win. They tried to throw out my vote. They tried to throw out the votes of all my friends and family who live in this state. And when they couldn't do that, an armed mob broke into the Capitol building. That's where we're at. That was where we got to. Okay? That's how fucking easy it was. Think about how easy it was to get this far. They didn't succeed, and they won't succeed. That was never going to work. But think of how far they got. I mean, shit, they were able to convince like 40% of the country without any substantial evidence whatsoever. Most of those people still believe that the election was fraudulent. Because one fucking person claimed that it was. I don't know what the answer is, but we need to think about how we got here and how we get out of this. I have a couple ideas on moving forward, but I have no clue. Sometimes it feels like this is just where we are. You know, I mean, like, this is where we are, but like sometimes it feels like there's no going back from this. Like, how do you reason with someone who's willing to accept everything that's happened this week? How do you reason with people like that?